I'm Mike Peterson with Loft Labs. In this video, I'm going to demo a vCluster.Pro feature, embedded etcd. This feature enables you to take a SQLite-backed HA cluster and migrate it to etcd. With etcd, you can scale the control plane, improve performance, and ensure your virtual clusters are highly available. Let's get started. We're going to start out by taking a look at the docs real quick. If you want to find out more information about what's part of the Pro distro and what features are in there, we're going to look at embedded etcd today. There's some more information about how to enable it, upgrading existing vClusters, how that works, advantages of using it over the default SQLite, and then advantages of using managed embedded etcd over the KH distro. So we're going to start out by looking at our templates. We're going to look at a template for a HA SQLite single replica, not really HA, but it is deploying HA with a single replica. We want to make sure that the storage persistence is set to true. And then what we're going to take a look at is the embedded etcd. We're going to up that replica count to 3. We're going to say embedded etcd enable true. And then we're also going to make sure that the storage is persistent. So what we'll do now is go ahead and create a cluster. We're going to create the initial cluster, which is the SQLite cluster, and vCluster.Pro demo. We're going to do most of the stuff in the UI, but then we'll show some stuff in the CLI. Once it's running, we'll go ahead and take a look at the CLI. We're going to type kubernetes to see what namespaces we have. We are set to the Loft vCluster.Pro demo vCluster.Pro demo namespace. So we're actually on the base cluster with this, and we're going to be looking at the pods on the base cluster so that we can exec into it, do a couple things with the actual virtual cluster. So we'll type kubectl get pods, and that's going to show us what pods are running. You can see that we only have a single version of vCluster.Pro demo, and within there, we're going to go ahead and exec to show you that etcd is not running. We'll show you exactly what is running within the pod. We've got vCluster start with these settings, and then we've got a K3s server running. So let's go ahead into the vCluster.Pro demo vCluster, and we will create a pod. We're going to create a pod that we want to persist through the database migration from SQLite to etcd. So we'll go ahead and create this pod, save me during migration. And what this is going to do is persist through the database migration from SQLite to embedded etcd. So that's created. Once it's running, we'll go ahead and move on over to the virtual cluster section again, and we'll check namespaces. And now in virtual clusters, what we're going to do here is we're going to apply that other template. So we're going to change the template. So we're going to say, hey, we want to change this over and make it a real HA cluster with embedded etcd. Now we've done that. What's going to happen is some of this stuff is going to restart and get set up again. We can make sure that the pod that was created before the migration is still there. We're going to go back to the command line, and we're going to say kubectl get pods. We're going to show that pod, and now we have 3 vCluster.Pro demo pods running. And within that pod, so pod 0, we're going to look in the syncer container, and we're going to grep for etcd. And you can see here, vCluster started with etcd, and then etcd is running, and here's the configuration for it, showing it in demo 2 just to make sure that we've got it running in multiple places. And then we're going to show the PVCs, and these PVCs are actually backing each of those pods. So that's just a quick demo we have for embedded etcd. I upgraded my cluster from a single replica without embedded etcd using SQLite, and I migrated it over to a 3 replica cluster with etcd and showed you how that works. We also saved state of our pods, so everything's still running. If you want to give it a try, head on over to vCluster.Pro. If you want more information about where to follow us or how to join Slack, check out the description below. And thank you so much for watching.